Hello and welcome back to this video series. We're configuring Centrify Privilege Service to act as a password manager and jump box for AWS. Anything you learn here, you can translate to your own data center or other infrastructure as a service providers. So in the previous video, we verified that both Lisa and Homer can log in. I have two sessions here, one with Homer, right? And notice that he can see the resource, but he cannot do anything on it because he's a limited administrator. But one of the things that we want to do is continue to add resources, right? So it's possible that if you have a lot of resources already, uh, you know, adding resources by hand is not going to fly, right? So it's not going to scale. So one of the benefits is that you have the ability to do an import, and an import is going to give you a bulk import Excel template that you can actually um, use. But I'm going to add another my member server. So I do want to copy the realm name or the no, suffix name, right? So I want to make sure that that it's there. So let's add my Windows system. So this is going to be member. And actually, you know what? Let's just give it a short name here and a full name. Right. So this is going to create this resource. We could, you know, add a manage account if we want to, administrator. And I think I know the password. So we can tell it to manage the password. So it rotates the password automatically. So this is going to try and do that. And that's it. So now we have a Windows resource and a Linux resource. So the next thing I want to I want to configure it is for people to be able to request access to resources. So I do that by going to settings. So in terms of my permissions here, notice that I have yet to grant access at the CPS level, and I can go very granular. But what I want to do is go to workflow and make sure that I enable workflow for all the accounts. And I need to select who's going to be the approver. So we already have our CPS CPS full access. So we're going to reuse that same role that Lisa belongs to be the ones that are going to approve this, right? So once this is set up, a user like our guy Homer has the ability to, if he needs to check out an account, he can go to account actions and notice that now request checkout and request login are in play, right? So one thing to make sure that my user on the other side is able to approve, because it's not Lisa. Let me just go ahead and do this and add this user to Cloud Manager to the proper role, approval role. So full access. So this is going to give admin, the user that I'm using right now, the ability to approve requests, right? So to verify that the requests can be satisfied, for example, if this user needs to check out, for example, this Windows account, the administrator account, he can request a checkout, right? Put a reason in there. And if I go back here, I can monitor my requests, or this user will get an email. Notice that is a request starting right now. So there's the request in here, and I can effectively either approve it or deny it, depending on. So I can go ahead and approve it, and this could be, I don't know, I'm going to give you 5 minutes, right? And if we go back to my user, um, and look at the request, you'll see that the request is going to be approved. Therefore, now I can go and do the password checkout. So I have 5 minutes. I got to do it real fast. So I can go back to my resources, and if I right click here and account actions, notice that checkout has been lit up, and I can display, and notice that I'm gonna get a password. If I go back here, I can see that the password has been you know has been checked out. Um, anyway, so to recap, now we've actually granted the limited access members of the role to be able to request login, request checkout. But on the case of my administrative user, the user could actually do the checkouts himself, or he could do even a proctored session, right? So let's just say he wanted to log in with administrator, but you don't want the password to be exposed. You can do a account actions, and you can do a login. So this is going to give me, in this case, an RDP session as that user, um, and I can use it from there, right? So we've verified that both for SSH, the jump box is working, for RDP is also working, and that limited users need to request and get approved that satisfied that request, and that can be done permanently or it can be done in a temporary matter.